Hi, you are a mutual fund investor, right? I mean, you invest in several mutual funds. A lot of people have sold you mutual funds. Distributors have sold you mutual funds. Platforms have sold you mutual funds, all that stuff. And your mutual funds are probably scattered all over the place. Now, one question that mutual fund investors generally have, almost all mutual fund investors, is that whether they are holding the right funds, whether it is appropriate for their life situation, and whether it is appropriate for their goals, and whether they are getting good returns from the market from their mutual fund portfolio. First of all, the problem is most people don't get to see all their mutual funds in one single place. And secondly, when they want to get an opinion, they don't get a real, proper, unbiased, independent, high quality research opinion for their portfolio, right? What if I tell you that there is one place today that you can see all your mutual funds, whether it is demat or non-demat or paper or online or doesn't matter, all your mutual funds in one single place and get a highly researched, totally independent opinion about your mutual fund holdings, get it all within like a matter of few minutes and completely free. Sounds too good to be true, right? But this is the promise of the Portfolio Review Pro tool that Prime Investor has launched recently. Please watch this video, and at the end of this video, you will be able to go and access this tool completely free of cost, and you will want to do that right away. So this is a tool where you simply enter your PAN number and mobile number, get an OTP, and you will be able to get a complete view of your portfolio and get researched opinion about your portfolio. Today, I am joined by my colleague and co-founder of Prime Investor, Vidya Bala, and we will be talking about this product in a little bit of length. We won't bore you with too much details, but we'll tell you the capabilities of this product, and you will be, I can guarantee you, really, really impressed by this product just by hearing what we have to say, and you will want to try out this product. So let's get started. So Vidya is going to be helping us with telling us more details about this product. So Vidya, first, before you go into all research stuff and all that stuff, what are the high-level benefits that people can expect from using this Portfolio Review Pro product? I've already spoken about this consolidated, aggregated view and all that stuff, but what are the real benefits that they can derive out of this product?
Yes, Srikanth. So let's try taking a step back on what you really want once you build a portfolio, right? So you want to ensure that, your performance is good, the funds are doing well. You want to ensure that your risk is right. You have not taken excessive risk or lower risk. You want to ensure that your cost is not too high, right? You may be with some very high cost funds that are not delivering too well also. The other thing is a very popular question that people have is, am I with too many funds? Am I holding too many funds that my performance is going to be stymied, right? So these are typical questions that people have when it comes to portfolio maintenance. And as always, like Srikanth pointed out earlier, the josh, the zest that people have in selling a product is often lacking once the sales is done, right? So it's like buying an electronic gadget, a dealer is behind you all the time. But once it's done, when it comes to after sales service, you probably end up with going to some other specialized person. So that's where we step in. So when it comes to maintaining your portfolio, our tool Portfolio Review Pro gives you the following benefits. One, it helps you enhance returns because it's going to tell you at the right time whether your portfolio is performing well or not. And it's going to do this by also looking at the quality of your portfolio. whether your funds are good funds or you need to sell them. We have our call on the funds, our buy, hold, sell calls. These are very proprietary calls that we have, and that can help you identify underperformers and exit. You will also know whether you have a balanced mix of funds, whether you have taken the right amount of risk for your time frame and for your goal, right? That's very important. So if you have a certain goal for retirement or a separate goal for children's education, they may need different risk profiles. It will also tell you whether your portfolio is too concentrated or not. So that way you will ensure that your fund portfolio is not too risky, nor is it too diversified and dilute your performance. And very importantly, we also let you know if you are with very high cost funds. And there again, we help you save. One is the performance enhancer, because we're going to tell you whether you're with the right funds, and then also lower the cost. So these typically are the benefits that we are going to give you through our portfolio review program.
So basically, there are to summarize what you just said, Vidya, there are it's a 5-dimensional review. We look at performance, quality, risk, concentration, which also looks at the number of funds you hold and things like that, and cost. So we look at 5 very important things about the portfolio and give our assessment of the quality of the portfolio. Now, what is also very important about this tool is that this is a very flexible tool. Like you suppose you have like 20 funds from different places, right? You don't have to review all 20 funds in one shot. You can say, I have these particular 5 or 6 funds for this particular retirement long-term portfolio, and please review these 5 or 6 funds with a 10-year or 15-year horizon, and review these other 3 or 4 funds with a short-term horizon. So you can it's also personalized to take your input and customized to say that these particular funds are for this particular time frame, and get our research opinion based on that input and this set of funds. So this level of flexibility is not available anywhere in the market in terms of mutual fund review. So this is a very important thing that you should consider. So let's go a little deeper, Vidya, and talk about, how are the depth of our research that contributes to this 5-dimensional review.
Right. So while, what you said, Srikanth, might seem quite simplified in terms of usage to investors, the fact remains that, there is a lot of research that goes into determining the 5-dimension review that Srikanth just mentioned.
Absolutely.
There is a lot of, backtesting that has gone into it. I'll just give you a few examples. Srikanth already mentioned the 5 dimensions on which we are working. Let's take the case of performance, for example. Most of you tend to look at 1, 3 or 5-year returns and, point-to-point returns and to take a call on funds. But, what we look at is rolling return metrics. Whether your fund is consistently doing well or consistently underperforming, right? So that gives you a better grip in terms of, whether a fund is good for you at all times over the period of your holding. Similarly, some of the data we capture, for example, we have IRR returns, right? The XIRR returns really captures the returns over the time frame that you are invested in over various inflows and outflows. So that way, returns are very, kind of annualized to your time frame and not general, a 1, 3 or 5 period for which you may not even have held the fund, right? So that's again another, data metric that is very unique. But coming back to the dimension, 5 dimensions that we mentioned, let's take portfolio risk, another example. We are taking inputs from you in terms of what time frame you are looking at. We are also taking inputs from you in terms of which funds you want reviewed. Srikanth mentioned about the flexibility. So if you have a certain set of funds for retirement, you only choose those funds and give you your time frame and risk profile, and we tell you whether your portfolio that you have built, which you think is for your time frame, whether its risk really matches yours. For example, certain categories of funds, say mid and small caps, may have far higher risk than, the regular large cap or your flexi cap fund. So although you may have got your equity allocation right, you may end up with very high risk categories in that sense. So that's where our portfolio risk will assess whether this risk that you have taken in your portfolio is in line with what you really want for your time frame and for your goal. Similarly, when it comes to number of funds that you hold, we don't give a general range of hold 5 to 15 funds. The number of funds that people hold, Srikanth, is really typically, in relation to the value of their corpus.
The amount that they're investing.
Exactly. So if you have a large value, people take comfort from the fact that you have slightly more funds. And you also have leeway to, kind of diversify when you have a large corpus. So our, recommendation, whether your portfolio is concentrated or not, is takes into account the actual value of your portfolio. So it's not a cookie cutter thing. So we actually customize it for you, right? Similarly, expense ratio. In expense ratio, there are platforms that will simply tell you move from regular to direct because you are incurring X amount more, which is true. But imagine the cost of such, shift.
Exactly. Tax and, yeah.
Exactly. So there is tax and bills, exit load. So we don't want to churn your portfolio, and we are not interested in churning your portfolio. We are not really running a fund management here. So what we try to do for you is we tell you whether your cost differential, even if you're holding a regular fund, whether the cost differential is higher than the average for that, for those kind of funds. If it is, we sensitize you to it. Of course, it's up to you to change or not. But so these are very subtle but very actionable, insights that we give through these 5 dimensions that we have adopted.
So basically, Vidya has been researching mutual funds for, 20 years now or more.
Yeah.
And I have been dealing with mutual fund investors across the country for 15 years now. So having dealt with so many, literally thousands of portfolios and a variety of investors, we bring all that experience along with the research into this product to tell you what is ideal for you in terms of your portfolio, your risk tolerance, and your time frame and all that stuff. So there's a lot of experience as well as research that has gone into this product. And this product is extremely useful at this point of time. And we are going to continue working on this product. For example, right now, you can, with an individual account at Prime Investor, you can use one PAN to do your analysis. Pretty soon, we are going to be launching capability for having multiple PANs under single account. And we are also going to be launching capabilities to have portfolios within the thing, within your all your holdings, so that you can save and review portfolio, come back and take a look at how different portfolios are doing with respect to your goals and things like that. So we have a lot of interesting things in store for this product going forward.
Yeah, and I'm also going to alert investors in terms of any changes in our calls, etc., so that there is timely action on your side, right? So you ensure that your portfolio is in good shape. Once it's in good shape, your returns are going to be enhanced.
So this is a fantastic product that we are really proud of having created. Bringing in all our research and experience into bearing on this product. And like I said, this product will give you a consolidated view, a deep researched insights, actionable, line items for you to take home. And right now, you can get it all done within like 4 or 5 minutes. And at least your first retrieval and review and everything is completely free. You can go to primeinvestor.in. You can find the link right in our homepage and you can get started today and get your portfolio reviewed for free within a few minutes. So I highly encourage you to go and try out this product, and I'm sure you'll find it very, very valuable. Thank you very much for your time listening to this video, and and thank you again for trying out this product. Thank you, Vidya.
Thank you, and happy investing.
Happy. Thank you.
Investment in securities market are subject to market risks. Read all the related documents carefully before investing.